go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Dak going to start out going to the air. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. The numbers for him from a week ago: 4 catches, 66 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
On 2nd and inches, Prescott. That's caught again by Schultz. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Prescott to throw it. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Prescott looks to throw on first. They still can't get him. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Jonathan Allen. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. To try again after the sack. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But his opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave him 3 points.
So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback. The 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 22. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. With a play fake, and now here's Hal to throw it. And the catch made. It's another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Gibson again. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 14-yard line. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. The first carry now for Tony Pollard.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Prescott now. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Now Elliott. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They were held to a field goal on their first drive. They want 6 now, but it's 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going right back to Dotson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Working with his 2nd and 4. Straight ahead, Gibson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Faking the handoff, Howell. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Howell throwing on first down here. He's got Gibson on the out route. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Howell, and he fires one incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The kick by Bass is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have the kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Dak and the Cowboys getting set for their next possession. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. On play action, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Prescott. And he's got his big tight end here. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. These two teams met in our nation's capital earlier this season with the Commanders picking up the win at FedEx Field. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. Touchdown, Cowboys! 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. The 40. The 20. He will score. Touchdown, Washington. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Throwing, Prescott able to hit his target, Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Another one to CeeDee Lamb, he's got it. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Prescott now from the 50. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Caught on the slant. Touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Off play action. It's Howell. Going for the deep ball. He's got a man. Complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Second down. Howell now. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Tim Settle, the Virginia Tech Hokie, in there on the stop. From the 35 on second down. Howell, he gets this one to Boyd. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Back to the ground with Gibson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. So there you go. They needed a big play, and they got one there on the touchdown run.
And that was a very important drive. Of course, they all are when you're trailing in the second half. But what I really liked, they didn't panic. They knew they still had time to run the football and keep playing their game.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. Jennings now on the return. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Prescott's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. but the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments...
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So Dak will bring the Cowboys out to go for the 2-point try. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And Howe will throw it. He completes it to Boyd. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. On 2nd and 9, Powell complete. It's Dotson. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Gibson here running out of the gun. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
Another throw for Howell. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he's...
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. yards on the touchdown there. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
On second down, Elliott once more.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. And right side, they're going to go option here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Holding. Offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Prescott, he's got his man. It's Schultz.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. And right side, they're going to go option here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Touchdown, Washington! 72 yards on the punt return.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Looking to throw, Prescott.
That's complete to Lamb.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Prescott's throw going to be caught by Gallup. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ballgame. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On
second down, it's Pollard. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here we go now with Hal and the Commanders. Down by a field goal, a little under a minute to go. Now they need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
Hal's throw into the hands of McLaurin.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45.
Hal to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here's Howell.
Points the target, and he hands it over the middle. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 39. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They'll look to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now.
3rd and long. Here's Howell.
He's got a man complete. A huge play there in overtime. 42 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 68 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Partner, this is a pretty good drive they're putting together. And I know if I'm on the other sideline, that offense, kind of helpless, isn't it? Because they may not touch the football at all because they go down and score a touchdown. This thing's over.
Absolutely. That would write an ending to this script. We'll see what happens. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Howell's throw complete to Dotson.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 24-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You got a confident thrower right now. Someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
They'll try the left side with Gibson.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Now we're going to get a timeout with 5 seconds left here in overtime. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.